Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates.
If I had some really tough decision, I'd talk to Warren.
If you get the best out of people around you, that's a rare talent.
My name is Stephanie Tompkins. I'm a senior economics major. A lot of us are pursuing higher education because we want to leave the world a better place than the one we found it. And
That's terrific.
As one person at the end of the day who can actually affect tremendous amounts of people and ideas, how do you make your decisions?
You're changing the world every day. I mean, if it's nothing but the children you have, I mean, you know, you are forming their view of the world, and you do it every day. So you are a teacher. But with the people around you, one of the best things in life to do is to surround yourself with high-grade people, because you will behave as the people around you do, but they in turn are getting it from you. It's kind of like a planetary system, and you will. I promise you, you will change the world in some way, and my guess is you'll change it very much for the better. But you can't expect to see something dramatic. I mean, it's not one of those Shazam moments or something of the sort. But you by how you're behaving are affecting other people, setting an example for other people. But you will find ways to leave a better world than you entered.
And one thought I'd have on that is that I think it's very important, as young as possible, to get a broad exposure in this country to people who are less successful and the kind of conditions they're living in and what kinds of things are holding them back. You know, is education working to tap into people's talents and giving them the equal opportunity we believe in? And then ideally to get in many places in the world where living conditions aren't nearly what they are here in the United States. It's one of these things, when you first learn all of this, it's a little easy to be down because you think, geez, I didn't know it was like that. Things are improving, and the opportunity for capable people to jump in, whether it's helping with medicines, helping with educations, a small number of people can actually make a very dramatic difference.
Hello, I'm Daniel DiLoretto from Reno, Nevada. My question is, our society, or our generation, Generation Y, we face a lot of issues. What do you think are some of the most important or most challenging societal issues that we face, and what can we do as future leaders to ensure that we create a better society in the future?
I think the issues of equity that we have, whether it's between countries or even within our country, are pretty serious issues. And if you get too far out of whack on that, then you get a divide, and you don't get the fluidity and the sense of opportunity that this country has stood for. So I think, we really got to renew our commitment to the ideals around equality, and I think there's a lot of actions that suggests we should be taking to invest in the long term that certainly at this stage we're not taking right now.
I can't say it better than Bill, but we got lucky tickets in life. I mean, we got a ticket that said American, we got a ticket that said intelligent, we got a ticket, that said this time rather than 200 years ago when the same talents would not have produced much. So we got a very lucky ticket in life. A lot of people don't get lucky tickets. We were over in China together 10 years ago, and we saw some people that wouldn't make any difference what their brain power was or anything else. They weren't going to have a chance, at least for a long, long time. I think we've got to do a much better job of not only taking care of the people that get the bad tickets in this country, but in doing what Bill and Melinda have done, which is going around the world and helping those people have things that we regard as absolute, givens in our society. I mean, Bill has taken vaccines to people around the world that die at very young ages, and families that get destroyed, and all kinds of things, for things that we could do something about. Those are the things that we should be working on in your generation.
Hello, I'm Jared Carlson, senior management major. My question is, if you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
One superpower? Bill,
Well,
you think more about that than I do.
I don't know, extending one's lifetime would be a reasonable thing.
Yeah, I'll take notes if you have anything to say on that.
I don't think being able to get rid of competitors, that wouldn't be much fun. That'd be like hitting a hole-in-one all the time. Being able to read super fast, yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be huge. That'd be huge. Well, Bill can read. So, I mean, he reads about 3 times as fast. And just think of, I mean, I probably wasted 10 years reading slowly. No, if you're talking about granting a wish, I mean, what you would, with the type of thing, I mean, what you really would hope is that somehow you could reduce the threat posed by nuclear knowledge in the world. I mean, that's going to be the great problem of mankind in your lifetime. And you know, the knowledge is out of the bottle. The genie's out of the bottle on that. And you have a lot of evil people in the world. And then the question is, how do you prevent intent of evil people coupled with knowledge, which has now gotten more widespread, to interact in a way where huge amounts of damage are done to people throughout the world? And I think that's the most intelligent thing to work on philanthropically, for example, but I don't know how to do it very well. We do a little, but that's, that would be the wish. But the reason it's just kind of a dream is because the problem is so tough.
Hi, my name is Kristen Lovegrove. I'm a senior finance major. In our society that's so material and you and your families are so well off, how do you ensure that your children value things that aren't material and things that will truly make them happy in the end?
Well, I was a little lucky in that respect, in that my kids didn't think I was rich. And I wasn't rich for a while. I mean, but even after I was, we lived in the same house. There's only one house they've known in their life in terms of a primary home, and they went to public schools in Omaha, and we lived in a neighborhood where, and we still do, where the average income is probably more or less average for Omaha. So they really didn't have that problem. My kids didn't even know what I did. I mean, partly because I couldn't explain it very well, but they did not grow up in a rich environment. Now those situations different, and just in terms of being a celebrity and all of that sort of thing, and that came late enough with me that it didn't really pose problem for the family. But it has to be it's a significant factor, and I'll turn over to Bill.
Yeah, I can verify what Warren said about his house. I was very excited to go visit, think, what has he done? What amazing things is he going to have? And I went into his dining room. He didn't even have seats on the chairs. And he didn't even know they were missing either. So I don't...
There's no hurry on these things, Bill. I mean...
I think it is tough, and perhaps particularly so when children grow up and have a very nice house and they think, what are the real limitations? I do think there's some very basic things around giving them an allowance at a young age and sticking to that and having them decide, okay, you want to buy a candy bar today, that means you can't buy one in the future, and start to figure out that there are real limits. I do think we're lucky that our children will get to go to Africa and Asia and see how people live, and even from a young age understand that the United States is statistically an aberration, that the lifestyles we have, we should wish that many decades in the future that the world at large can live in these same ways, and hope that people treat them in a normal way and treat them for what they're actually good at. That would bother me a lot if they were being approached because somebody thought they could influence something. It's an awful thing. Every kid should be evaluated based on who they are and what they're doing.
Our kids are rich and are going to be rich by the standards of the world. They don't think they're going to inherit a significant portion of the fortunes of either of us. I mean, 99% of what I have, it'll go to philanthropy one way or another, and Bill has the same attitude, basically, that we are not going to turn out some super wealthy kids. They'll be wealthy. I mean, there's no question about that. But the idea of dynastic fortunes you know, I find it turns me off. I don't think it's what America's about. I don't think, if you talk about equality of opportunity in this country and really having everybody with talents having a fair shot at getting the brass ring and all of that, the idea that you hand huge positions in society on simply because someone came from the right womb, you know, I find that, I just think it's almost un-American.